I think students are there in Tagore Hall, and we have our alumnus also with us. So, good afternoon, all the students. I, Tamanna Agrawal, on behalf of JP University of Engineering and Technology, Guna, feel delighted to welcome one of our proud alumnus, Mr. Syed Anas Ali, 2009-13 batch CSE graduate. We heartily welcome you, Syed. Are you there?
Hi, ma'am. I'm here. Yes,
Yes, Syed. How are you?
I'm okay, ma'am. And I really want to say that thank you for inviting me. I'm really happy to be doing this talk with the session with the students. It would have been really nice to see the students also, but I understand if it's technically right now not possible.
Yes, right now we don't have, you will not be able to interact directly with the students.
Yeah.
So they are sitting in Tagore Hall, your very own
Yes.
Tagore Hall, as you must be knowing. So now I am very happy to take this opportunity to introduce Mr. Syed Anas Ali to our first year students in this Diksharambh induction program. Mr. Syed is associated with SAP Labs India Private Limited from 2013 till present. He is working as senior developer with SAP Labs in Bangalore region. He has various projects and certifications to his accolade. He has also worked on different technologies like SAP UI5, JavaScript, React.js, SAP ABAP, HANA DB, OData, Git, Jenkins, Kubernetes, Docker, and many more. Now, without further delay, I would like to invite Mr. Sayed to take over the session and enlighten our students with his words of wisdom. Over to you, Sayed.
Thank you for the introduction, ma'am. And again, I want to say really happy to be here. Is it okay if present now my screen? I actually have prepared a small slide deck. I promise that I will not be too boring about it. I know that students have already come from 2 years of online education where they have seen nothing but slides and slides. And but this is just to keep me focused about what I want to say. So I just let me
Yes, Sayed, you can showcase your slide.
present. Let me know if you can still see my screen.
Yes, Sayed, your slides are visible now and you are also visible.
Okay, thank you. Great. Sorry about the hiccup. So, what I want to talk about with you students, and first of all, before I start, really heartfelt welcome to JUET. I'm really sure that you will like it here, and it's going to be good for you. And now, what I want to talk about is basically your small journey, or you can say your very important journey for the next 4 years. And maybe this will be applicable, to maybe many more years after you have finished your studies in this college. So, welcome, and I'm really happy that you guys are here. No matter which branch you are currently enrolled in, but this is a good place to be, so be confident about it. And now let's just let me give you a short introduction that who am I and why am I talking to you, and why are you listening to me essentially. So in very short words, I am one of you. I was sitting in the same place as you are sitting in the hall right now. So this is one of my pictures from 2014, nearly 10 years ago. And I will leave it to you to find out which one I am in the picture. So uh, the experiences that I have can be little bit of relevance to you because I have gone through some of the things that you will be going through in the next 4 years. And also after that, joining a company, working in a company for so many years. And I understand that I have stayed in a company, and a lot of people also switch different companies throughout their career, which can also be a really good experience. But for my case, it was I did not find a strong enough reason to switch, and I still found to be that I was continuously learning. I was discovering new things, and so I even took a lot of transfers within the company. So it was, in short, a good experience for me. So I stayed in this company so far. But so talking about myself, just wanted to share with you what it has been like from me as a graduate from JUET, the same place you are in, uh, from computer science. And don't worry, if you are not from computer science, I am not going to keep it too specific to that industry. It if you are from some other branch, as many of my friends in this pictures are also from, you can still find some useful things. And so from this picture, two of my friends are already in the US. They are settled there in very good companies, in very good position. Rest of them are in very senior positions. Some of them are managers, some of them are still developers. So doesn't matter if you are here now. What happens next is entirely up to you, which brings me to my next question. Is It's not important that who am I, it's more important that who are you. Are you from UP? Are you from MP? Are you from any other place? So this is the time to start asking yourself that who are you, what are your qualities, what do you want to be, right? So in identifying who you are today and who you will want to become eventually after you have finished your studies. So if you have this clear vision, that will help you identify these are the things that maybe I need to improve, or these are the things that I can work on. So here I'm not talking about anything specific to computer science, right? This is all about what you enjoy doing. What do you find yourself more engaged in? So some people actually, after working for 5 years, they switch into management role after working in technical or in coding. Do you find that interesting personally, like leading a team, managing people, or you are you more of a hands-on person? Do you want to be on the field working, or you want to be in the system coding? So do you want to be in a plant working with devices, chemicals, if you are from chemical branch? So all of these questions now is a very good time to start asking yourself, because see, if after graduating, whether you want to do further studies, whether you directly join a company as an employee, if you enjoy what you're doing, your life will be much more fulfilled, and you will feel a lot of satisfaction. So uh, more of this clarity would really help, right? So if you want my advice in all of these things, like I am nobody special. I mean, if you look at Bangalore city, you will find millions of developers like me, and there are already thousands of graduates every year from JUET, and you are there. So my advice is basically, if you value it, or if you think that you can get something from it, I want you to forget about certain things which I personally have also seen that we tend to carry it with ourselves, and I want you to focus on certain things. So what do I want you to forget about? Your past performance. What do I mean by that? So, you probably, some of you have been a very top student in your classes till your competitions, maybe first top five, top three, or maybe you were in the middle bracket, or maybe you were even in the lower bracket. I would want you to forget about it now. As of now, all of you are in this college, sitting in that, in that big hall. All of you, from my perspective, or even from a company perspective who is coming to hire you, maybe let's say in the next 3 or 4 years, all of you are essentially the same. What sets you apart is your individual skill, your talent, your qualities, and that is what I want you to focus on. Really, nobody asks if you were the first or the second position in your 12th or your 10th, and it hardly matters once you join a company, right? But believe me, everybody will be asking you, which college did you graduate from? So you are here, you are in JUT, and that's important. You make the best of where you are right now. So if you were a top performer, okay, it's not best to live in the past. Focus on what you are going to do now in this college. And if you were
So, good afternoon once again to all the students. I welcome our another proud alumnus, Mr. Mas Khan Pathan, for this Diksharambh induction program. And he is a alumnus from 2008-12 batch. He is a ECE graduate. We heartily welcome you, Mas. Mas Khan belongs to Ujjain, Madhya Pradesh, and is currently posted in Bangalore. Presently, he is working with Amazon as a head of planning and operations for consumer electronics business line, managing inventory and operation planning and operations excellence projects. Post completing his BTech from JUET, he pursued postgraduate diploma in industrial engineering from one of the top 10 management institutes of India, that is NITI Mumbai, where he gained specialization in the field of operations and supply chain management. He started his career with Landmark Group Dubai as associate manager in the planning and global logistic department, where he managed supply chain transformation projects and led operations across 11 countries in APAC and EU and 1,000 plus suppliers from all over the world. In 2016, he moved to India and joined Amazon as a in-stock manager. So, without much delay, I would like to invite Mars Khan for this session and enlighten our students in this Diksharam induction program. Over to you, Mars.
Thanks, ma'am. I think first of all, I'll take this opportunity to thank all of you to identify me as one of the speakers for this evening. I think it's my pleasure to be in front of so many students who are newly joining the institute and share my experiences with you all. Maybe share a couple of instances from the college life, couple of instances from my professional life. So it's my pleasure to be here. I think I found this as a good opportunity to interact with the students. I always look forward to interacting with students, and in fact, uh, I uh, I make a point to visit campus whenever I come there. But for the last 2 3 years, I have not been able to because of COVID and other restrictions. But yeah, it gives me a good opportunity to interact with the students today. Uh, uh, I do not have a very specific agenda. I will want to have more of questions from the students. But before we start off with that, I would also just give you all a brief about how has been my journey starting, say, JUET when I was pursuing my uh, BTech in electronics and communication engineering in the years of 2008 to 2012. What I could gather, or I could think about right now, is that I think when I look back and reflect upon my own journey, I I would summarize my journey to be a journey full of opportunities, full of learning, and full of exciting things, right? And just to give you all an example, right? So when I was in JUET in 2008. I think there was a newly formed society which we had created, which was named as IT Students Forum, right? And we were the first batch, I think, and I think our senior batch was the first batch to sort of establish that particular forum in the institute. And right now, I think that has become a large organization in itself. I remember that we were the first batch to organize Dextra, which is our technical fest. In fact, I was heading that team, which comprised of around 40 plus or 50 plus coordinators at that point in time. We were able to arrange sponsorship from most of the corporates around, from different partners, right? So a lot of such exciting things kept on happening. We remained dedicated, we remained devoted to our work, right? On the academic front also, I would recognize that uh, continuously for the 4 years, I think this institute gave us a place where we could not only learn things, but we could also experiment a lot of new things, right? There was a lot of innovations going around. There was a lot of new opportunities which came in the way. They were if I specifically talk about the academic curriculum, I would find it as one of the best, because after JUIT, I also studied in one of the national institutes in Mumbai. But then when I compare the academic pedagogy of JUET with that institute or any other institute for that matter, what I could definitely find as a difference is that the academic curriculum or the devotion which the teachers have or the professors have in this institute is like unmatched. uh, First of all, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think we follow the pedagogy and the curriculum of what is being followed in IITs or the top institutes, universities of India, which basically brings a parity in terms of what we learn in the institute. On top of that, we have highly qualified teachers and very dedicated faculty members, which makes that program more effective and more efficient for the students, right? So a lot of ample opportunities, I would say, is there in the institute. uh, if i if I talk about my journey starting JUT, right? So it was as normal, as standard, or as formal as what you guys are having right now. I was also very clear about what will be my future. I just took it.
Have a nice day.
Same to you.
Thank you, student. That is it for Diksharam session in the afternoon. Thank you so much. Bye bye, everyone. Thank you.
Various eminent persons. And now let us get orient towards a bit towards civil engineering. It is one of the core branch and it is also considered as a mother branch among all the engineering branches. We have today the Ashish Singhai ji is a very eminent speaker and is serving to the society through student by training you from last more than 30 years, right? So in this session, you are going to see what is the difference between the conventional civil engineering and the modern civil engineering. This era is a new generation era in which new technologies and methodologies are there for the engineers. So how we are going to implement those technologies and equipment techniques to the civil engineering, that is he is going to discuss. But before I hand over session to Sri Ashish ji, it is my duty to introduce him. So Sri Ashish Singhai ji is serving to the society, as I told you, by his excellent mentorship to empower and enlighten the society through a student with specific focus on training, soft skill, customer support services, and to help in the welfare of the society. Sri Ashish ji served with various organizations. I will brief you the name of certain organization very soon. So after completing his BE in civil engineering and masters in marketing management, he rendered his service to many reputed organizations and having long professional experience of over 30 years in various different locations throughout the country. He served many industries, especially he was involved in cement industries, both in grey and white cement industry, in ACC block industry, construction chemical and ready mix concrete. And currently he is a business head with Prism in R&D wing of ready mix concrete. His professional journey spanning over 30 years till date, he has given successfully so many presentations in more than 60 technical and management institutes across various states of the country and addressed over more than 3,500 students on soft skill and on engineering subjects. He has also rendered technical training to over 1,200 engineers, architects, more than 300 civil contractors, and more. He has visited various organizations as a passionate trainer in technical and soft skill. He is having expertise in technical talk in emerging areas of civil engineering such as green and sustainable material, geopolymer concrete, high performance and self-compacting concrete, manufacturing of cement, ready-mix concrete, benefits of blended cement for durable constructions, durability of concrete in aggressive environment, fiber reinforced concrete, utilization of construction and demolition waste, innovation in concrete technology, high performance concrete, and so many related areas. At management level, he has delivered so many talks on customer relation management, complete resolution and retention of the customers, impactful presentation and audience engagement, effective communication skills, conflict management, memory enhancement techniques, presentation skills, smart cities, personality development, effective time management skills, etc. And at the same time, I would like to mention that he was a visiting faculty in so many engineering and management institutes like IIT Indore, IIM Indore, Indian Concrete Institute, Institution of Engineers, NIT Bhopal, Amity University, GSITS Indore, prestigious Ecopolis, Medicaps universities, ITM University, and there are so many other universities he has visited and delivered his eminent talk. He is also associated through professional bodies. He is a life member of Indian Concrete Institute, fellow member of Institute of Valuers, and he is socially affiliated through Rotary Club of Indore. So with this word, I would like to invite Sri Ashish ji for his eminent talk. Over to you, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Sumit Gandhi sir, and it has been a wonderful introduction that you already given about me, and I'm extremely thankful for you. At the same time, I'm extremely grateful and thankful to the JP University of Engineering and Technology, Guna, for inviting me again. I think previous year also I had an opportunity to speak and address to your students. So I take it as a sheer privilege, and I start my presentation today on the career opportunities for the civil engineering students in particular. But my presentation will take care of other engineering options as well. So I'm just sharing my presentation.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So is it visible, Gandhi sir?
Uh, no, sir, not. Please share once again, sir.
Yeah.
Share your screen.
Okay. I'm just sharing once again. Okay. Fine. Okay. This one. Okay. Is it now okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Make it full screen, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is okay. Okay, absolutely right.
So, first of all, welcome all the students on this Diksharambh 2022. And I'm sure you must consider yourself as lucky and privileged for being a student of this prestigious university, JP University of Engineering and Technology, Guna. Just to say a few words about this university, I have worked with JP Cement in the year 2010 up to 13, and I had the privilege of visiting this faculty, this university as a faculty when I was in Bhopal as well as in Lucknow, and I had the opportunity to address the students of this college. So again, that opportunity has been given to me. To I consider myself as lucky. So I start my presentation with this quote, as you can see on the screen. Civil engineers designed the best vaccine of the world, which is home. As we all know that for over last 2 years or maybe more than 2.5 years, the entire world is struggling to get rid of this corona virus disease, which is spread across the globe, and it took many lives, damage to innumerable amount of financial and economic losses across the globe. So the one thing that came out of the entire this corona disease across the globe was that those who could stipulate, those who can confine themselves to their homes, those who restricted themselves to the boundaries of the home, they survived द लॉन्गेस्ट. सो दैट मीन्स जिन लोगों ने अपने आप को घर तक सीमित किया, जिन लोगों ने लोगों से मिलना जुलना उसमें बंद कर दिया था, जो कि उसमें का प्रोटोकॉल था सारे गवर्नमेंट्स का कि हम अपने आप को किस तरीके से रिस्ट्रिक्ट कर सकते हैं, कितना लोगों से आपसी मेल मिलाप को बंद कर सकते हैं, जिसको कि नाम दिया गया था सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग. तो जिन्होंने उसका पालन किया वो इस बीमारी से काफी हद तक बचे रह सके. तो इसमें सबसे ज्यादा जो हमारा एक जो बात निकल के आई वो ये थी कि घर एक ऐसा एक हम आपका एक ऐसी यूनिट होती है जहां पर कि हमने अपने आप को बचाने में मदद की. तो इस घर को डिजाइन कौन करता है? सिविल इंजीनियर्स. तो मेरा ये एक मानना है कि जो सिविल इंजीनियर सबसे अच्छी जो चीज डिजाइन की है इस वैक्सीन से बचने के लिए, इस वैक्सीन के तौर पर, वो है आपका खुद का घर. तो मेरा ये जो आज का संदेश रहेगा, आज का जो मेरा कम्युनिकेशन रहेगा वो स्पेसिफिकली सिविल इंजीनियर्स के लिए है. बट जो बाकी बच्चे जो अदर स्ट्रीम्स के हैं, वेदर दे आर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स के हैं, मैकेनिकल है, इलेक्ट्रिकल है, फॉर दैट मैटर एनी, और कंप्यूटर साइंस के बच्चे भी हैं, दे कैन ऑल रिलेट देमसेल्व्स विद दीज ऑल फैक्ट्स एंड फिगर्स दैट आई विल बी पुटिंग अप फॉर. तो इंडिया का जो अर्बनाइजेशन हो रहा है, इट इज टेकिंग प्लेस इन अ वेरी वेरी फास्ट मैनर, एंड we should feel proud that by year 2030 India will be the third largest economy. Just mind my words and focus on this screen. India is going to be the third largest economy of the world in next 7-8 years. So it is not only applying good for civil engineering students, but apart from that for all the streams, for all the branches also. So the future ahead of us is absolutely bright, and the engineers, whatever branch they may be coming from, are going to take Indian economy to these large and higher levels. So
Thank you, sir, for your kind words and inspirational talk.
thank you, Manoj. It's my pleasure, and thank you very much once again.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning to all dignitaries and dear students. I extend warm welcome to Mr. Avinash Rai on the occasion of Diksharambh. I feel privileged to introduce Mr. Avinash Rai, Zonal Head, West Electric Vehicle Business Unit of Tata Motors Mumbai. He is a well-rounded business leader with over 23 years of experience of handling diverse assignments in production, domestic and international sales, dealers development, business development. He has worked as area manager, regional manager, and national level roles in India. He has worked as business development manager, country manager, regional head and head of sales in international market, handling sales and marketing in various countries. He has various geographical exposure to Latin America, Africa, South Asian region, and Pan India. He has worked with Tata Motors in various capacity, starting with the graduate engineer training to deputy general manager at present. He was recognized as the best country manager by 3 Cheers program by PVIB. He has many awards to his credit. Now, without taking much of your time, I would like to hand over the session to Mr. Avinash Rai. Sir, please continue, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Gupta.
Thanks.
Very good morning, rather good noon to all of you. Am I clearly audible and visible? All of
Yes,
you
sir.
can see me.
You are audible and visual, sir. Clearly, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Students, eminent faculty members, Dr. JSP Rai, Dr. Digvijay, thank you very much for the opportunity. I think I'm again connecting to the campus after 1 year. I think I remember September last year.
Right, sir.
I spoke to the first year students. Then also, I hope all of them are doing well and are continuing with their curriculum very, very well. So, students, without taking too much of time, I think Dr. Gupta, thank you very much for a very, very generous introduction. I think people have got an idea about what I have done.
Sir.
Just a little bit more about myself. I have passed out from HBTI Kanpur, where Dr. JSP Rai was a dean at that point of time and faculty member as well. And he has definitely helped me shape up my career and personality in a very. So I'm always indebted to him, and I hope that he continues to guide the students very well, and all of you are benefiting out of it. Uh, Secondly, it's not 23 years; it's 1 year more. So now it is almost 24 and a half years that I'm with Tata Group, and believe me, it is one of the best groups to work in India, and it has kept me excited and always given me assignments that has kept me excited and bonded to the company, and that is why we have been chosen to continue for such a long time. Now, coming to the topic for today, before I get into this is not a lecture on any particular subject, as such. I'm not going to give you gyan on data science or Internet of Things or mechanical engineering anything. I'll just talk about general things, which will help you in to help the students in their life, and obviously, they are looking for campus placement and a very, very successful either a corporate career or a government job, or maybe some of them maybe wanted to become an entrepreneur in future. So that is where a small presentation I have made, which will give you some idea how you should be spending next few productive years in the institute and going forward in corporate life. So before I do that, I would like to talk about my company.
It is
I hope I have
happening.
answered the question. If anybody
Right,
can.
right, sir. Yes, sir. That's all the queries from the students, sir. And thank you
Okay.
so much, sir. Your presence has actually graced this occasion of Diksharam. Your words definitely has benefited all the young minds of JUET, sir.
I hope
In
so.
fact,
I hope so.
sir, I would like to use this opportunity to invite you, sir. Please come physically here, sir, in JUT
नहीं, हमको
campus.
तो राय सर से मिलने की इतनी इच्छा है कि मैं
Sir,
नेक्स्ट टाइम आई मीन इंदौर इज अ पार्ट ऑफ माय टेरिटरी. मैं इंदौर आऊंगा तो डेफिनेटली आई
सर
विजिट.
कभी भी आए सर, वो तो स्टूडेंट से मिलते रहते हैं, आपके लिए तो वे इंतजार कर रहे होंगे.
नहीं नहीं नहीं, उन्होंने फोन
प्लीज
किया
सर.
तो मैं ना उनको तो बोल ही नहीं सकता. थैंक यू
Yes,
वेरी मच.
good.
थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर
Thank
द
you so much.
अपॉर्चुनिटी. आई रियली hope that you get some
Yes, sir.
nuggets out of it. Please implement it in life,
Definitely, sir.
and hopefully, thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much.
Good afternoon, all the students. Welcome to the fifth day of Diksharam for the afternoon session. I, Tamanna Agrawal, on behalf of JP University of Engineering and Technology, Guna, feel delighted to welcome our esteemed and brilliant alumna, Miss Sushmita. We heartily welcome you, Sushmita. Now, I am very happy to take this opportunity to introduce Dr. Sushmita now to you all. Dr. Sushmita has completed her graduation from JVT Guna in Chemical Engineering from 2010 to 2014 batch. She is a PhD graduate from IISc Bangalore. Prior to this, she completed her master's in chemical engineering from IIT Gandhinagar. Currently, Ms. Sushmita is working as a research associate in the polymer processing group led by Professor Surya Sarthi Bose at IISc Bangalore. She has various awards, research papers to her credit. She is also a recipient of MHRD scholarship for both master's and doctoral studies. Now, without much ado, I would like to invite Dr. Sushmita to take over the much awaited session and fill our students with her life and research experiences. Over to you, Sushmita.
Thank you, Tamanna ma'am, for that kind and elaborate introduction. So, a very good afternoon to all of you, and welcome to the newcomers. So, you have transitioned from your 12th life to this college life, and you might all be very excited about it. And indeed, the bachelor's journey is exciting. So, what I'll do in my presentation is I'll go through my journey, and if it inspires you, that's good to know. And I'm sure you might have seen this board in front of the academic section. If you have not seen, you should go and see this. This is, I think, the tagline of JP or something, and this is indeed very motivating. No dream too big. So, as Samana ma'am has said, I this was my career pathway. I started with JP in 2010, ended my chemical engineering bachelor's in 2014, and then I moved for a master's in chemical engineering from IIT Gandhinagar. So the difference between bachelor's and master's is that in bachelor's you have a curriculum, you have to you will get to know as you study the bachelor's. But what I'll just do is I'll just give you how a glimpse of how it will look like. So in bachelor's you will have a curriculum, you have to study the syllabus, and you will get some marks, good grades, and then you will graduate. In masters you still have a syllabus, there is some degree of coursework, but there comes a project. So a master's, which we call master's thesis, so you will do a research work there, and then you will graduate. PhD, unlike these both, much focus is on the research work. The curriculum is very less. And in PhD, so in all these, in bachelor's, you have a syllabus. So the questions will come from the syllabus. In PhD, the different thing is that you have to define your own problem, and you have to solve your own problem. And that is the difficult part. When you have a syllabus, you have books to help you out, you have the entire internet facilitating your study, that's easy. But when it's your own problem, you have to define your own problem, solve it, then it's a bit difficult. So that's all that is all about research. So these are my days in the three colleges. In my bachelor's, this was our batch, the 2014 chemical engineering batch, and every year I used to get this best CPI award. I never got it after this, because when I entered my masters, they were equally very competent students, and I had to compete with them. But I got good grades in my masters as well. And then I moved on for my PhD work. So PhD, unlike this bachelor's and master's where you have a class, in PhD, the class doesn't matter much. What matters is your research group. So you interact most with, because the classes will be only in the first or second semester that you will take some courses and do some coursework. After that, it's all about research and your research group. So this was our research group. And in my PhD, I started playing because I was very studious during my entire bachelor's and master's, I believe. And in my BTech, I was known for those good grades. That's what I think all the faculties know me about. But in my PhD, I started playing towards the end, and somehow we got this award as well. So what I would like to share is my JP experience. So these are some of my suggestions that I'll give you with how I coped up with my bachelor's. So you will have in JP, you will get some very good faculties. This is the good point about JP, that the faculties are well qualified. So I would suggest that be up to date with what is taught in the class, because if you pile up things, after 3-4 lectures, you will stop understanding it.
students, once again, I again welcome our next alumni, Mr. Amardeep Sil, a brilliant alumnus from JP University of Engineering and Technology. We heartily welcome Amardeep. I am
Thank
happy to take this opportunity to introduce Mr. Amardeep to you all. Mr. Amardeep has done his BTech from JUET Guna in civil engineering from 2012 to 2016. And as a civil engineer, he was associated with National Projects Construction Corporation, New Delhi. Currently, he is working as software engineer for Citibank, Chennai. Prior to this, he is working with Viltech Solutions and Zorient Solutions. Now, without much and further hassle, I would like to invite Mr. Amardeep to take over the much awaited session and enlighten our students with his words of wisdom. Over to you, Amardeep.
Yeah, thank you very much, ma'am, for the lovely introduction, and good afternoon to all of you. I hope you are enjoying your days in JUET. So, as ma'am told about me, like let me first introduce myself. I am Amardeep Sil, and I have been in your place. Like in I was when I was in 2012, I was in your place, and I have I have done my BTech from civil engineering from 2012 to 2016. My schooling, I have done it from RM Public School, that was in Delhi only. So I am basically from Delhi, but coming to JUET Guna, it's a very different experience for me because I have never been to been in a hostel or like out of the station. So it's a new opportunity for me, and I really enjoyed my stay there in JUET. So, like ma'am told me, I was work after completing my BTech from civil engineering. I have joined PSU, National Projects Construction Corporation. So, in that, we were mostly involved with government projects only initially. So, I was in the team which was responsible for the construction of Kendra Vidyalaya School. You might know about it. So, and one residential building complex in New Delhi, and I have also in the team which is responsible for the construction of a cricket stadium in Kendra Vidyalaya School. And when I was in Viltech and Zorient, so I was part of my internal development team for which we were working for many clients which are in house, for internal clients only we were working. Then after that, I moved to Citicorp and working in the Citibank for Chennai location. So what we do is I am responsible for corporate internet banking, okay, like development and modification and implementation of the new changes. So basically, me and my team were looking for European region. So any changes, any regulation which is reformed or like new things they implemented for in banking sector, we need to implement that in our application. So this job is actually really critical if I'll tell you, because why? Because since it's a corporate net banking, so we will have like millions and millions of transactions every millions and millions of euros of transaction every day. So any changes which our team do that impact those transactions. So it's a very critical job, I must say. So who all are like planning for going for banking sector or fintech, they should ensure that they'll be playing with a lot of monies in their hand. So let me start uh, about what my college is all about, like how it was and what you guys will expect in the coming years, right?
So much,
Yeah.
Amardeep. It was a very inspiring session indeed.
Thank you,
So
ma'am.
let me give you a vote of thanks for this. So
Thank
thank
you,
you,
ma'am.
Amardeep, for such an eye-opening session. Students got to know more about this
Yeah.
university from your perspective. That is very good, and I
Yeah.
believe this will help them to come out of various socio-economic fears which they are having.
Right.
Thanks once again, Amardeep.
Thank you,
Please
ma'am.
do
Thank you very
visit
much.
our your
Sure,
alma
ma'am.
mater indeed,
Sure, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
and have a
Thank you,
good
ma'am.
day. Have a nice day.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, students, we have another very brilliant alumni between us, Mr. Manak Gulati. Manak, are you there?
Yeah, hi, I'm there.
Yes. Are you ready for the session?
Yeah, already.
Okay. All right. So we have between us, Mr. Manak Gulati.
Manak. My name is Manak.
Okay, it is Manak. Okay,
Yeah.
Manak Gulati. So
Mhm.
I, Tamanna Agrawal, on behalf of JP University of Engineering and Technology, Guna, feel delighted to welcome our esteemed, energetic, alumnus turned entrepreneur, Mr. Manak Gulati. We welcome you, Manak. Sorry.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, let me give a brief introduction about Mr. Manak Gulati to you all. Mr. Manak has completed his graduation from JUET Guna in Computer Science Engineering from 2005 to 2009 batch. Then he did post-graduation, that is MS in E-Business Technology from Carnegie Mellon University, Pittsburgh, US. Currently, Manak is founder and CEO of NotesGen. This venture started in 2015, and prior to this, he was associated with numerous ventures and startups like Draw Near Technologies, Smart Buy Tech, PN Cash, etc. So, actually, his introduction is endless, but now, without much ado, I would invite Mr. Manak Gulati to take over the session and fill our students with enthusiasm and vigor for their journey ahead. Over to you, Manak.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Agarwal, for the sweet introduction. Hi, everyone. I am an alumni of batch 2009. It's a privilege interacting with you students, with the JP students again. I'd like to just add a few points with what Ms. Agarwal had given. So right after my engineering from JP University, I was one of the first students who got recruited to Infosys in the Mysore campus. I worked with them for about a year. I got bored with them, and that's where I figured out that I want to venture out and learn something more. So I kind of decided to pursue my master's in the field of e-business technology and artificial intelligence from Carnegie Mellon. I studied there. I again got recruited with some premier institutes like Ernst& Young. I worked with EY. I worked with Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and all of these companies were great, and they gave me a good exposure. I'm the lucky generation which got ahead or got a glimpse of what the internet was back in 2006 when Facebook went live. That's when we got to understand the power of internet, the power of sitting in your hostel room and accessing the world beyond. 2014, I decided to come back from US to India. A very unorthodox decision I made according to the society, but it was a favorable one for me. Before venturing into NotesGen, I started my first company when I was doing engineering itself. And because I had the knack of building something big and let's be frank, making money, that was the prime objective for me. So I decided my first startup was during my engineering days. And I won't get into the details right now, but I had a healthy exit. Some big investor out there in the world bought my first company, for $2 million. And that was a healthy exit for me. 2015, I started off with my next company, NotesGen, which is currently running. And the journey since has been very exciting, very empowering. It's always, when you are doing entrepreneurship, people around you look at you and say the grass is always greener on the other side. Entrepreneurs sit in coffee shops, they sit in Starbucks, baristas of the world, they go to great parties, and enjoy. That's the image of a typical entrepreneur that has been set. But let me tell you, that's not true. It is, for me, I think it is easy to do, and I don't want to, differentiate anything, but it is easier said than done. But it's sometimes in the early days of entrepreneurship, you do feel, yeah, I should have done a job. Why am I into this? Why did I pick up entrepreneurship when everything what you're doing is so damn difficult? You often close yourself in a room and just keep thinking, what the hell did I do? Why did I get into this? But again, entrepreneurship is for the strong-hearted people. You have to go through the grind. You have to learn everything yourself. And at the end of the day, if you are happy, whether you're doing a job or you're into entrepreneurship, if you are happy, just keep doing that. Nothing else really matters. And everything is a piece of cake when you actually start to enjoy what you're doing. So, very on a lighter note, when I ventured into entrepreneurship during my engineering days, also, most of my friends used to say, Manak, you know what, you're doing something really, quote unquote, they said really stupid. It's, you'll get a job, you'll enjoy your life. Let's go to Infosys. It's a campus. Everyone's going to enjoy their life. Everyone's going to have fun. But when I started off, people, those my one of my friends always used to say, "Yeah, you've chosen a very difficult path. It's not going to be an easy one." I said, "It's fine. I'm as far as I'm enjoying, it's fine." And as as they heard my struggle, whatever I was going through, they kept poking me that, Manak, see, we told you it's going to be a difficult journey. It's not working out for you. Blah blah blah. Today, those are the only friends, my college friends, telling their peers that you know what, you should go talk to Manak. He's gone through those 10 years of hardship and has emerged one of the most strongest entrepreneurs that we have ever known.
The greatest accomplishment is not in never falling, but in rising again after you fall. Thanks, Manak, and we would like you to visit your alma mater someday. Thanks
Sure.
once again. Have a nice day.
You too. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, dear students. This is it for this Diksharam Day 5 alumni session. We will see you tomorrow again. Thank you. Program 2022. Today we are glad to have between us one of our bright and laborious alumna, Miss Jeshtha Maitri. So I, Tamanna Agrawal, on behalf of JP University of Engineering and Technology, Guna, is pleased to welcome and introduce Miss Jeshtha Maitri to you all. Welcome, Jeshtha.
Thank you. Thank you
Now,
so much.
talking about her brief profile, Miss Jeshtha is born and brought up in Guna, MP. She did her schooling from Vandana Convent School, Guna, and thereafter her graduation in Electronics and Communication Engineering from JUET, Guna in 2013. She cleared MPPSC and joined as Deputy Superintendent of Police in 2017. Post this, she cleared IPS batch 2018 and currently she is posted as additional SP in Bhilwara, Rajasthan region. So now, without further delay, I would invite Ms. Jeshtha Maitri to take over the session and enlighten our students with your knowledgeable insights. Over to you, Jeshtha.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, JP Guna, for having me here. And believe me, I have taken quite a number of sessions with aspirants, with people who are planning to take up the examination. But this very session would be very dear to me, would be very special to me, because I can see myself sitting right there. 9 years have passed by. I just realized that it has been 9 years since I've left the college, and really wonderful to see you all, meet you all. And I can also recognize with the classic blue shirt, we should sit there. And thank you so much for taking out time, because I think it must be a holiday today, ma'am.
No, it's not a holiday,
Okay.
Jeshtha.
So we have a we have optional holiday today. Not me as a police officer, but in general, because today is Ganesh Chaturthi. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. Before beginning, I would just like to know that how many of you are in the first year of your graduation? Can you put up your
Most of,
hands?
most of all of them are from first year. This is a
All right.
Diksharam
Okay, this
induction
is
program.
the
Yeah,
orientation day. Okay, so
yeah, yeah.
congratulations, many congratulations for joining JP Family Guna. And I suppose since you have taken out time to be here and listen to what I have to tell you, my story, so I'm sure that somehow deep inside you, you have this plan of taking up the civil services examination. I think right after this session, the very first question that you have to ponder upon, and that would be a very personal decision to make, it would be that if you are taking up this mega project, why would I call it as a mega project? Because you can only appear for the examination after you have completed 21 years of age. I suppose all of you must be 16 to 18 years of age. So once you will make up your mind to take up this whole process will take at least 2.5 to 3 very golden years of your career making age. So you should be very clear, you should be very thorough with the fact that this project that you are taking up should be a very personal decision. It should not be something that is thrusted upon you, it should not be something that is forced upon you, uh, perhaps maybe by your parents, maybe by some of your friends or some other influencers. So be very clear in your mind, because when I was in the first year of college, I really did not have much idea. In fact, I had no idea about the world of civil services. It was only in the third year of my engineering when my mother introduced me to the world of civil services examination. But yes, then the decision was very personal, and once I made up my mind that doesn't matter how much it takes, doesn't matter how difficult it is, and doesn't matter how much inadequate and under trained I feel for this examination, I never looked back. So, first, after this session, be very clear about the fact that if you are taking an attempt, then you have to finish it up. Don't leave it in the middle. First. Second, because you are very young, you have just entered the college, I would also suggest you that, let's say you make up your mind for civil services, I would never advise you to compromise on your academics. Never compromise your present for your future. So I really hope that you be very thorough with your engineering subjects also, and secure good grades, make a good reputation, make a good name in the college, and attend cultural activities also, extracurricular activities also, and enjoy college life, because I particularly feel, having been out of the college, that those are the years you will miss the most. So make the most out of your present also. And then what you can do as first year students should be that you can start orienting yourself for this examination. I hope all of you know that, or if you don't, so let me just chart out this examination for you. So basically, this examination is charted out in 3 levels. Level one is prelims. Prelims consists of two paper one, paper two. Paper two is CSAT. It is of qualifying nature, and paper one is general studies. Then right after your prelims, 3.5 months after your prelims, there would be your mains examination. It will have 9 papers, out of which 2 are qualifying and 7 your like merit list would be made up on that. And finally you have your interview, which consists of 250 marks. So that is how the whole examination is charted out. How to feel that you are cut out for it? Because I think when you are in first year, you are not much interested in the process per se, but more or less that whether do you think you are capable enough, whether do you think do you have the aptitude and attitude for the examination. So for that also I would say that it should be a very personal choice, because speaking for myself, I think I have always enjoyed studying humanities. Even in my school, in my 10th boards also, I scored 99 out of 100 in humanities. So I knew that I enjoy reading, history, geography, polity, ethics, international relations, so on and so forth. So when my mother introduced me to this examination, the very first thing that I did was I took up the syllabus. So for you also, to be very clear about what you're delving yourself into, please have a copy of syllabus by your side. You can easily download it from UPSC website. And once you have the copy of syllabus, just read it loud. That okay, this such and such things I would like to, this would be my future. Like for the past 2.5 to 3 years, you will be reading the same subjects over and over again. And another thing which you will see that in this examination, you have to be very informed with the current affairs, with the latest happenings around the world, in India, in your own locality. So I think another thing that you can get started from today should be that at least read one good English daily. Why would I suggest English daily? Because unfortunately we don't have much content that is required by, that is asked by UPSC in Hindi dailies. They are mostly politically oriented, and they don't focus on the policies of the government, which are most oft repeated questions in the examination. I used to, when I was in JP, I had the subscription of the Hindu. Although I feel, keeping in mind the current orientation of the examination, you can subscribe to the Indian Express. That itself is a very wonderful newspaper, and just start watching news. I think DD News, Rajya Sabha TV, Lok Sabha TV channels are good enough, and just start orienting yourself. Uh, I would also like to tell you my journey. So basically, I come from Guna town. I completed my like I was born and brought up in Guna town itself, and then I was admitted into JP University. I finished my graduation, and it was in the final year, I would say, in the seventh semester, when I was very crystal clear that I will not sit for any placements. I will not sit for
So that is it for today's session in the alumni. We will see you tomorrow in the classrooms now. Thank you.
You do not find anywhere or एक friends ने इधर उधर admissions किए होंगे. You ask them for every course. Other universities are charging some money, but at JUET for these 20 additional credits we are not charging any money. Branches at the moment: chemistry, math and physics, in data science, etc. are in pipeline, as I told you earlier also. So maybe next year we will be able to offer these courses. Then specializations. These are some specializations that we are offering in computer science, data analytics, AI and ML.
No, we don't teach that way. In India, we don't have. So what we do in India? We try to explain what is already written in the book. And most of the concepts, I'm sure you can already understand if you go through it. There are only few. So the modus operandi that we have in our education system is different.
Report of HackerRank. HackerRank is very well-known company in IT field. Okay, so they have prepared this particular report in 2019, back in 2019, and according to that report, if any company is having size of 100 employees, so what they want. The second, right? So as you can see, the first row itself suggests problem-solving ability. Every company needs this ability in every students or aspirants, you can say that. So as you can see, 94%, 90, on average it is somewhere around 95%. So what is the important criteria of you is having this ability, right? In day-to-day life, you may come up with maybe different problems, and if I ask you a question how to solve this problem, so obviously you will come up
But people say this can't be done. It's your job to remove those myths and to get things done. In many ways, we have been critical of and saddened by what has or has not happened in our country. To a great extent, this has been a function of we can't do this or it can't be done. Do not grow with a view that something can't be done and so should not be done. You, in the years ahead, are going to be leaders of this country and shaping the destiny of this country. You look at the world around you, where ideas were born, where individuals started in garages. Where did Microsoft, where did Apple, where did Amazon, where did Google, where did Facebook come from? They came from ideas that people felt something could be done. The technologies that don't require billions of dollars to establish, that don't require hundreds of acres to build, enterprises that are built on innovation that's in your mind, non-traditional, untried, and sometimes risky, but that make a big, big difference in the world of tomorrow. If you speak or sit next to a Nobel laureate, he never tells you that he won a Nobel Prize. Other people tell you. So let humility be your best defense.
Let me tell you a little bit about my personal journey to Silicon Valley from India 22 years ago. Growing up in India, like many of you, I got my first telephone when I was 12. In my case, it turned out to be a rotary phone, so it wasn't that great for selfies, but I still loved to call my friends, play with it, and sometimes take it apart. That telephone cemented my fascination with technology. I remember in my parents' house in Chennai, reading about the invention of the transistor at Bell Labs. Of course, that initial invention helped found what became known as Silicon Valley, and out of that came companies like Fairchild Semiconductor and Intel, and all the computers and software that we all use today. You can draw a direct line from that invention to the technology that powers your Twitter feed or your WeChat messages today. A lot of times when I was younger, people would say, this person didn't get into this college or something, and that's the end of the road. And life is so different from that. And so I think it's important to, keep your hopes, keep your dreams, and try to follow them. And I think most of how life plays out is up to you, not up to what happens outside of you. And I think it's important to keep that in mind and take.
Keep pushing your limits and don't be afraid of your failures. That's what we have learned from these successful persons' life stories.
Strictly. If you come late, then your parents will be informed, and repeated behavior of coming late by 7 p.m., the disciplinary action will. And colors mostly mostly students are at home during this period, but sometimes during Diwali or during the Holi, we allocate places to celebrate those festivals. The students are staying here. We are arranging firecracker show on the sports ground in Holi near our old Shiv temple. Near the academic block. Boys and girls students are forbidden to visit each other's hostel. That is there. For leave outpass, this is very important because sometimes you are required to go to home or some other places. So you have to apply for leave outpass. Okay? And leave outpass along with your the consent of your parent that must be submitted to the hostel superintendent 1 day prior to proceeding on leave. If you are coming urgently, then leave may be denied. Okay? If you want to go today and you want to get the outpass today, it will not be possible. So that you should keep in mind. If you want to go tomorrow, you submit the leave application along with the consent of your parent today itself. You get this point?